Hello, this is James from MeatMax Games, and I'm here to show you how you can use our game, The Grand Auction, as a fantastic event for your big group or team. First, a quick overview of the game. The Grand Auction is a team game where you and your team will create the most valuable art collection and entice the most visitors to your museum. You'll do that by bidding against other teams on artworks at auction. Your budget is unlimited, but be careful. The team that spends the most is fired. Before I jump into the game, a brief aside about how the event works together. You'll pick a date and time, and then jump onto our Zoom link, where a trained and talented host will be waiting to guide your team through the entire event. Since the game runs completely in the browser, all you'll need is a standard mobile device or laptop to play. After a brief tutorial and explanation, the host is going to start the first round by splitting teams into groups or breakout rooms to discuss strategy and take in-game actions. In this game, each player will start the game by unlocking their inner art critic by rating and describing a work of art. Then players will work together to come up with a team bid for the piece up for auction that round. Only the highest few teams will win the piece of art or a copy for their museum. However, that's not all. A critical component of the Grand Auction and all MeatMax Games events is that while teams are separated, whether by distance or by breakout rooms, your actions have to take other teams into consideration. In this game, that means doing your best to keep track of the bids of other teams, because remember, the team that spends the most money at the end is fired. Once all the bids for each round are in, the players are brought back to see the results of the ratings and the auction. Players get staggered reveals with the host commentating and providing excitement throughout. This generates big group fun and discussion, and most importantly, contributes to the strategy of the next round. After the big group reveal, teams will take what they learned back into breakout rooms or small groups and change their strategy accordingly. Because all of this is dynamic, no two games are ever the same. At the end of the game, the team that has the strongest collection is the winning team. We'll send you leaderboards and screenshots of everything after the event so you can celebrate and win prizes accordingly. A quick overview of how the Grand Auction is different from other events you might have played. Almost more than the rest of the MeatMax Games catalog, the Grand Auction is intensely strategic and requires clever decision-making. Rating artworks and getting to have a game discussion about them adds an element of roleplay that is easy to access even for the least creative among us. And finally, you can use our default art collection or customize your own with physical objects, products from your company, or anything you like. It's a great way to customize your event. And finally, a quick recap of the logistics of the event. It's an hour-long team event for groups of anywhere between 10 and 200 players. It's best for competitive groups that want a satisfying experience. And the game alternates between bidding phases, where you and your small team are proposing and agreeing on decisions, and then coming together to see the results of each round. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this answered some of your questions about the Grand Auction from MeatMax Games. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out, or if you want to see some of our other games, head to meatmaxgames.com.